Is it on? Is it on? Are we on? Are we on? I just did this a different way, so now I don't know if we're on. This time it's just me. It's just me. Okay? Why is it not showing any video here? Are we not getting video? Is there video? Can anyone hear me? Huh? Can anyone hear me? Oh, I was trying to check it on here and it's... Come on, let's go. Let's see. Is there video? Okay, there we go. There we go. For some reason it wasn't showing me video and I freaked out. Alright, let's share this. You know how I do. The beginning is super annoying because I'm trying to share this everywhere. Hope everyone's doing good. Go Dubs, even though we just lost. Keep dropping some heartbreakers. Maybe not heartbreakers. That's kind of an intense term, but like we're dropping some close ones, and it's annoying. I'll tell you that much. It's annoying. You know. But how's everyone doing out there? How is everyone? Sorry. I know this part's annoying, but it's like someone's got to share it. You know what I mean? Someone's got to share this. We'll talk Renel. We'll talk about some fans unions. All right. What's up, Jack? What's up, Marie? How you guys doing? Yeah, we'll talk a little this. We'll talk a little that. You know what I mean? Let's talk a little this. Let's talk a little that. Okay? And I don't even know why I post on Instagram. I posted a story the other day. I showed like Instagram doesn't even show my stuff to anyone. It's so annoying. And now YouTube always loves giving me errors. YouTube loves giving me errors. Loves it. Okay, anyways. I'm watching this error thing and see if it goes away. We love it. We love it, don't we? Yeah, Warriors just lost to the Timberwolves. I had a prediction. I was telling people I knew, telling people at work and stuff that I thought that the Warriors, after the All-Star break, I thought we were going to have a 700 win percentage and we were going to be the 4th or 5th seed. 700 win percentage to end the season, not for the whole season, but it is not going that way. The Warriors have dropped a lot of close ones, a lot of boneheaded mistakes. I thought at this point they would like clean all that up, but they haven't. So I don't know. It looks like play-in is our best bet. So we'll see you guys at the play-in. You know what I mean? Oh, the Giants Rivercats game's on today? What? I'm tripping. Why did I think it was later this week? That's funny. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm completely out of it. Right on, Jack. Natalie, guess what? Chicken butt. Boop boop. What up? Just tell me. I'm not good at guessing. By the way, I got the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Strawberries and Cream. I don't like it. I like the Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream, but I'm trying to cut out sugar entirely. I'm still heavy on my diet. Today I've only had a couple hard-boiled eggs, some plain slices of turkey. Or not plain. I had a little honey mustard to dip them in. And is that it? I think that's it. Oh, I had a little cheese. I put a little cheese with it. You know, I got to cheat a little bit. And I had fried okra last night. I was very excited to share with you. I bought a huckleberry parfait. Awesome. That sounds really good. I just ordered a bunch of boysenberry stuff from Knott's. It's not here yet. I ordered some boysenberry popcorn. So I'm really excited for it. And I got a couple pins, like Knott's Berry Farm pins. And that ties in to another fun announcement that I'm going to share for the end. I have a fun announcement. Slightly bittersweet, but also very exciting. and I'll get to that in a bit. I'll try not to go super late tonight. I know I went kind of late last week, you know. Yeah, I just got this jersey, one of the cable car jerseys, and wearing it now. I usually don't wear jerseys with no shirt underneath. I just know I get hot when I do the live stream. This like tan color, it's almost like a wood color, I think, from like the cable cars. It makes it look like I'm wearing like Skims underneath this, or like underwear. You know what I mean? Pantyhose, sports bra. I don't know. And I need to get this other arm tatted so it's not so uneven. You know what I mean? Does any of this matter? No, it doesn't. But welcome. So yeah, I'm also excited. Natalie, can you ask Gabe if I'm allowed to share, not the whole thing, or I'm not gonna show, but share the thing he sent me earlier that we're working on. Not share, not show it or anything, but just kind of talk a little bit about it. I probably just said as much as I was going to say right now by even asking that. But, and by the way, I didn't say what's up, Cyrus. I just said, oh, Giants are losing. That's funny that the Giants are losing to the River Cats, by the way. I'm hoping to go to a River Cats game again this season. So yeah, that brings me to, let's just get straight into the first topic. Renel. Those of you who may be Giants fans, Oracle Park fans, right? If you haven't heard, Renel, it has been the voice of Oracle Park. She's been the announcer, the PA announcer, since the park opened in 2000. They apparently had a contract dispute, and now she is no longer going to be the PA announcer. He said, yes, sir. Okay, I'll get to it in a second. Bay Area Throwbacks, what's up? So Renel is no longer going to be the PA announcer for Oracle Park. My initial thoughts is heartbreak. I grew up listening to Renel. She was on the radio when I was a kid going to school. We'd listen to KMEL. She was on the radio in the morning on KMEL. Shot Simple, what's up? How's Australia doing tonight or today? What time is it there? Is it like morning? So Renel was, I mean, just to me, an incredibly important part of the Oracle Park experience. I told someone I was talking to at Giants Fan Fest a couple weeks ago about how much going to a ball game means to me. There's been times in my life, you know, having tough times where going to a ball game, going to Oracle Park was definitely like a stress reliever. It was just a happy place where I could go relax, you know, have a hot dog or get a Ghirardelli sundae. And so it's a very special place to me, as it is for many of us. And Renel was a huge part of that. Her voice brought comfort. It brought familiarity. It brought a lot. And not only that, but she was just great at it. She was just really, really good at it. And even what's cool also about her legacy is that when she first started being the PA announcer, it was people were hesitant, a little controversy. Typically a PA announcer was always a male. So to have a woman doing it was a noteworthy thing. And not only do it, but be so good at it and become an icon for that when she was already an icon on the radio. And I told someone at FanFest that I just can't wait to be at the ballpark and they play that Jay-Z Rock Boys instrumental and she introduces the starting lineup. I just couldn't wait for that moment. And shortly after that, it was announced that she wasn't coming back. So my initial thoughts was just sadness, just overt sadness. Stadium will never be the same without hearing Renel call the names. Absolutely. 1:40 a.m. Monday afternoon from the future. That's crazy, man. That's wild. We're talking to the future. Brody Brazil was saying that when players sign with the Giants, one of the things that they would say is they couldn't wait to hear Renel call their names. Yeah, she was an icon. And more stories started coming out that it was a contract dispute. Like they didn't align on the money or something like that. And then, then I'm like, you got to give Renel what she wants, though. You know what I mean? You gotta pay Renel what Renel deserves or what Renel wants. She earned that seat, and she should have that seat and that microphone until she no longer wants it. So I was waiting for, was there going to be more reports? More reports of, I don't know, maybe she did something, you never know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe she got in a fight and she threw a pizza at a fan. I don't know, So I always like to wait before I grab the pitchfork. I try to wait, And then more and more just came out that she didn't want to leave. She was kind of forced out. Apparently some people had kind of treated her poorly for a few years. Potentially they were upset at her stances when it came to civil rights and social movements, which are all things that I typically support. And I loved Renel for being part of that as well. So that brought even more, not just sadness, but anger. The fact that they're honoring her with the box name, I was like, that's a slap in the face. Yeah, like the box name should be named after her, but it shouldn't be like a concession to doing her dirty. So I decided that I had enough information that I now had my firm opinion. And my firm opinion is that whoever made this decision, the Giants higher ups, made a terrible, terrible decision. And shortly after that, we signed Blake Snell, so a lot of people kind of forgot about it. It was like the timing seemed like it was planned, especially because then more reports came out that said Renel potentially knew that she wasn't coming back in November, but had to keep it under wraps. And if that's the case, for them to announce it a couple hours before the Blake Snell signing, like right before, is diabolical. And this is the thing. This is what I talked about when it came to A's fans and the A's movement, is that there's certain people that are culture builders. There's certain people that are culture contributors, culture creators. And Renel was a culture creator for the San Francisco Giants and for Oracle Park. Her, like I said, familiar voice, comforting voice, her smile from the booth, waving down to people, right? Always smiling, taking pictures with everybody. Her love for the game, the team, the city, the fans, the Bay Area. It's more important than just someone filling the role of a PA announcer. What's up, Triple B? What's up, Ruben? Appreciate you guys for checking in. Renel was incredibly important to that. Renel was foundational for the Giants culture. And my thing that I said in like the FanFest video, and I've been saying when it came to me supporting the Oakland fans movement, is that the Giants organization for the most part is pretty good. But the thing missing is that grassroots, which is kind of all that Oakland fans have right now, right? Because the team's not supporting it whatsoever, so they have to go like 100% grassroots. The Giants have a very small grassroots kind of connection, and I think they need more. And that's something that I think maybe I could help, be involved in if there's someone, better, more important, more popular than me can set up. What's up, Josie? Just getting started. Haven't really said much. Talking about Renel. Appreciate you stopping by. Look, I would be a tremendous hypocrite, the biggest of all hypocrites, if I was doing what I was doing along with the Oakland fans, doing the videos I was doing, contributing, going to the events, being as vocal as I have been that the Oakland ownership is awful, I would be an incredible hypocrite if I then looked the other way when the Giants organization did something awful. Getting rid of Renel is awful. Getting rid of Renel for no good reason, especially if that reason is potentially because she was vocal when it came to social movements and civil rights, is even doubly awful. So I don't really know where to go from here as a Giants fan. I'm definitely not going to do all the things I was planning to do this season with the Giants. I'll probably still go to some games and stuff, but it's definitely scaled back. I can't be 100% all in and not voice my opinion in some way. And not that it matters, I'm a nobody. My channel's not a big deal. It's whatever. They won't even notice, right? But for me to feel good about myself, and who I am as a person, I can't just look the other way. It also it's a bummer for me because I was so excited for this season. I was excited for the team. I wanted Blake Snell when the Rays were trying to get rid of him. I've wanted him for a long time. I think Jung-Hoo Lee is the steal of the offseason, right? I just think this team's going to be awesome. I think the season's going to be awesome. We got the new lights at the stadium. A lot of good things going on, right? I was excited. I said it in the FanFest video. I was like, I think this is going to be a fun year. And also, personally, what was great, just made me feel on top of the world, was the San Francisco Giants themselves. Their official YouTube account commented on my video. And not only did they comment on the video, but they added on to a joke that I made in the video. So like someone, with the Giants social media team or whatever watched the video and actually made a joke and left a comment. And you got to understand that I've been doing these videos for, 7-8 years, and I've been hoping that one of my teams would acknowledge what I was doing. So to finally get that acknowledgement meant the world to me. And then they get rid of Renel right after. And I know it's not the same people, right? The social media team's awesome. Like, it has nothing to do with them. But it just sucks. The timing sucks because I was hoping like, oh, they acknowledged my video. Maybe they'll keep me in mind if there's ever an event or something. And they want to invite some people or whatever. Maybe it would lead to an opportunity. Even if they just give me a high five at the stadium, the social media people walking around taking Instagram photos or whatever, whatever. It felt so good to get that acknowledgement, and it sucks that it was immediately followed by the executives making a terrible, awful decision. Tremendous hypocrite is my ex-girlfriend's nickname. I don't know if my voice doesn't really matter. Charles B. Johnson, the Giants owner, supports far-right groups targeting Black history. Huge GOP donator as well. Absolutely. He's a 91-year-old that lives in Florida and does not care about the team at all. He doesn't really care. He needs to go. Right? And whatever your politics are, I don't care what they are. As long as you don't support hatred. That's it. And if she speaks up against hatred and you use that against her, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. There's plenty of people, okay? I'm way more open and loving than I've ever been in my life, but there's still some groups of people or some people that I don't mesh with, I don't like, whatever it may be. I'm not talking like racially, I'm just talking about like culturally or whatever, or ways of thinking, whatever. I don't mesh with them at all, but I would never in a million years ever support legislation to like harm them or take away their rights or anything. So for me, civil rights and social justice is not a political thing. It is a human good versus evil thing. And I will never be on the side going against any civil rights, even if it was civil rights for people that leave troll comments on my channel, right? All the people who leave the worst comments on my channel, and Congress is like, hey, we can vote to suppress something, whatever. I'll be like, nah, like, no, any civil rights is important. And if that's true, and maybe it's not true, all right, but the fact that it can even be a realistic proposition is not cool. It's not right. And there's a lot of people I've seen comments it's just the PA announcer, who cares, blah blah blah. First, I don't care about that argument. That argument for me is dismissed. It's gone. I don't look. I feel like there's different types of people in this world. There's people with like depth and people that are surface level. And to me, that's a surface level take. Okay. The people, someone like a PA announcer, like I said, she builds the culture. It's bigger than the business of baseball. And so if that's your argument, like, it's business, it's blah, blah. All right, you're done. You win. You win the argument. Go over there. You can go, enjoy things how you enjoy them over there. I enjoy the human spirit, and I enjoy people, and I enjoy more depth to things than just like filling a role as a PA announcer, if that makes any sense. This is Rob Manfred issue. He's killing the game of baseball, allowing owners to do this to its fans and community. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily say it's just Manfred. Like, I think it's a systemic thing, but as a Giants fan, not having Renel PA announcing really hurts. Yeah, she is. Bro, I'm telling you guys, some of the darkest times of my life, going to a game was all I needed to just feel okay for a little while. And a huge part of that was Renel. When she'd come on, introduce the team, they play the Rock Boys instrumental, like it lowered all my stress. It got me in a much better place. Right? Now, who's to say the next PA announcer, apparently they're going to do it by committee, which is an awful idea, I think, too. Other than the fact that maybe people get more jobs, I guess that would be the only positive, but probably not. That probably just means they're going to be cheaper and pay them less. But whoever the next PA announcer ends up being, I hope they're great. I hope they're wonderful. I hope we all love them. But that doesn't dismiss the fact that Renel was wronged. And again, I'm a nobody. It's not like I'm spending tens of $1,000s on the Giants every year or anything like that. But in my own way, I have to scale it back. And again, if your thought process is it's just a PA announcer, who cares? No, you don't get it. You don't get it, and that's fine. I think that's the type of person that like only wants to watch action movies, or you can dangle a shiny object in their face and they get distracted. Like, to me, you're a surface level person. I don't even want to hear it. You don't understand. You don't get the human spirit. You have no depth to you. And I'm sorry if that's harsh, but go elsewhere. Especially, this is not the channel for you. This is not the channel for you. What's up, Jennifer? She's part of the environment. She created the tone for attending a Giants game. Yep. Incredibly important. Are you going to opening day for the Giants April 5th when they play the Padres? Probably not. To have her voice fill the stadium as a woman of color was such a staple to the stadium. Absolutely. Very important. She was an icon. Recently, the Giants like doing everything by committee. Yeah, absolutely. Decision by committee also, it seems like. Yeah, so Kevin, that's kind of the whole point of this little rant, is that I'm probably not going to go to a Giants game for a while, and I was planning on going to a bunch, and I had a bunch of content I was going to do that was Giants related this year. Especially, I was so energized because the team's looking like it's going to be a fun team. And like I said, the Giants commented on my video. After almost 8 years, I filmed a bunch of fan fests, a bunch of games, took batting practice at a game and did a video. After all this, after 7-8 years, they finally acknowledged me. I know it's just a comment, but again, if you just don't see why it matters to me, you don't get it. Okay, but they finally acknowledged me, and that that was like winning an award, right? And so it really bums me out. I've been depressed about it. I'm gonna go to some games this year. I might even do some content, but for my integrity, I have to scale it back. Again, I can't be over in Oakland supporting everything they're doing against their terrible owners, and then our owners make a terrible decision, and I just look the other way. Can't do it. I love the Giants, and when I say that, just like I said in the Oakland Fans Fest video, when I say I love the Giants, I'm not talking about the ownership group or the executives. They're not even part of it to me. The business of baseball, it's necessary, but it doesn't matter to me. Weird to go to Giants games and not hear her voice. It's going to be super weird. You know what I mean? Thank you, Gabe. Thank you for acknowledging me. So that's my rant about Renel. I'm sorry if that if that was too much. But hey, if Renel ever sees this, I thank you for the over 2 decades of creating a culture and an experience and an atmosphere that definitely made my life so much better. And I mean, some of the best memories, I'm sure a lot of you share the same sentiment. Some of the best memories I've ever had in my life, she was, the announcer for that. And, she wasn't just doing a job. She was like part of the culture. And so just thank you, Renel. And I don't know, part of me, I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer, guys. So part of me hopes that maybe at some point they'll bring her back. Maybe the right people will be gone. Maybe they'll see the error in their ways and they'll bring her back. I don't know. If whoever the PA announcer is next, I hope they're doing, I hope they do a great job. I hope they're even half the announcer that Renel is. But yeah, it's not just a PA announcer job that I'm tripping about. It's bigger than that. It's a bigger sign. Just like I said with the Oakland fight, it's on the surface. Yeah, your surface level, like I said, it's just attempting to keep a baseball team in a city. If you have a little more depth to you, you see why that matters on a grander scale than just a baseball team. Which I talked about with the Summer of Sale documentary crew. Maybe that footage will surface someday, but it's bigger than just saving a baseball team, and this is bigger than just a PA announcer's job. Ezekiel, what's up? It's fresh new air with the Giants. Bob Melvin back in San Francisco. Huge offseason signings. Then Giants front office pulled that move with Renel and killed the vibe. 100%. 100%. You guys don't understand how energized I was for this season. I had a bunch of plans. I was so happy. I was so excited. I had so much fun at FanFest. I don't know if you could tell in that if you watched the FanFest video. I was having such a good time. I was so happy to be back. I was so happy after dealing with, so much of the Oakland stuff to see oh, look, here's an organization who's actually doing a lot of things right. How lucky are we? And then they do that it's the fly in the punch bowl. And again, it's bigger than just the PA announcer job. It's a much bigger thing than that. And yeah, like I said, the fact that they commented, the San Francisco Giants commented on my video, meant the world to me. And so this really sucks. But with that, Gabe gave me the go ahead that I could just share a little tidbit that there's with Oakland, there's some things in the works. There's a bunch of plans this season for the summer of boycott. Last year was the summer of sell. This year's the summer of boycott. He's working on some content that I contributed to. I'm very excited for that, and I appreciate him reaching out to me. I hope you guys enjoyed having Gabe on last week. I sure did. And maybe we can do more in the future. Also, any guests you think I could potentially have on here, or people from the area, any ideas of potential guests, right? I'm not a huge channel, obviously, so it's not like I can get Mr. Beast on here. You know what I mean? But like, if you know anyone, or there's someone you know that's been in videos or whatever that you think would be a cool guest on this live stream, let me know. I'm open to whoever. We'll we'll see in the future. Not sure whether to let Renel go, but I get that they have to try something new. But she still be part of the mix. Yeah, I mean, I understand trying something new, but like that wasn't something that was stagnant or needed changing. That was something that everybody loved. So I wouldn't agree with that excuse if that's what they said. What's up, Jamie? My weekend has just started, so we'll see. So yeah, Gabe is working on some content, and there's been some people talking about, some things behind the scenes. That sounds super cool, and this is kind of why I think maybe fans should have unions, just like the Oakland 68s organization. I think I mean everything would be better with unions, but fans having unions and actually having a voice and a say in how a team is run, I think that should be the future of professional sports. You got like the Green Bay Packers, who are community owned. You got the Oakland Roots and a bunch of these I don't want to say low level because that sounds insulting, but kind of low level or like smaller professional sports, not like the major four, right? A lot of them are going like community funded. I think that should be nationwide. I think that an idea like the Oakland 68s and Last Dive Bar, right? I think those kinds of organizations, the biggest one of all, Gamer Athletics, I think these parts of teams and the team culture should be propped up and be more important. And I think they should have a seat at the table when decisions are made. So I think, like, for example, with Renel, I think there should be like the Giants, like true diehard Giants fans should have some sort of union where they have a say in stuff like that. Right? Because there's pretty much no Giants fans you would find that would have wanted to get rid of Renel unless they were big Charles Johnson fans, right? Or they're racist or something. Like, other than that, though, nobody would have wanted her gone. Bro, like, I already spend so much on the food, so charge me an extra 20 cents on every hot dog to keep Renel. Give her a raise, Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think more fans should have a voice? Like, this is the flip side. If I was to play devil's advocate, a lot of fans are dumb. A lot of fans are really dumb, and so many teams would be in the dumpster if they listened to the fans every time, right? So that would be the argument against. But I would say if there's fans unions, it would be less about decisions on the field and more about decisions about like the culture of the team, the experience, the atmosphere, stadium plans, like things like that, community events, more like that, not like trade this player, you know what I mean? Gabe. Yeah, Gabe can be a recurring guest. He's invited. Nothing like hearing Renel call Barry Bonds' name than hearing the next episode. Man, come on, man. Legendary moments, man. Legendary. Gabe wants to be the head of the table. He's already the head of the table in my eyes. I hated when the 49ers got rid of Bob Sarlat after leaving Candlestick. His voice was Candlestick to me. Yeah, some of those, like, people don't understand, like, how important that stuff is. And I'm telling you, there's people that are just surface level, they're dum-dums, so they just don't even pay attention to that stuff, right? Like I said, you can shake something shiny in their face and they get distracted. And other people will acknowledge why someone like, Renel or any of these people are so important. Why Jim Barnett was so important to the Warriors broadcast. He got a little cranky, towards the end, but he was the voice of the Warriors my whole life, right? Yeah, John Miller. I mean, John Miller, when it used to be Sunday Night Baseball, and I mean the Giants are incredibly lucky. Like as fans, our broadcast crew, and I considered Renel part of that. Our audio, the voices of Giants baseball. We had the best. We had the best crew. And a lot of they're going in some of this new direction. Some of the newer people, I don't. It feels they don't feel genuine. I think someone like Crook and Kipe are so, I think, beloved because they don't feel like they're trying. They're just being themselves. They're just chilling, right? John Miller is like trying to be an announcer, but it also doesn't feel like he's playing a character. He's not putting on a front. Renel was Renel, right? Because sometimes you'll hear like announcers and broadcasters, and it's like, oh, you're trying to be a broadcaster. Like I can tell, right? And you get a lot of this. A lot of the what's annoying to me is like the stadium or arena experiences, and you got the I guess the hosts you would call it, and they're just like trying way too hard to be all giddy, and it just doesn't feel genuine. And we've had a lot of really good ones in the Bay Area that just felt like genuine people who enjoyed the game. And some of the newer people that they get, I'm not against change, by the way, either. But a lot of the people that they get is just this fake personality where it's like almost like, are you even a fan of the team? Like, are you just like excited to be doing this job? Or I don't, whereas like Crook and Kipe, you can tell they're really fans of the game. They're fans of the team. They hold such a high regard to the people playing the game and the people they played with and their memories. Like when they talk about old Candlestick days, I don't know, man. I don't know. Where's that guy was a human archive Warriors basketball. He knew everything. Yeah, man. Some of these people are legendary, man. You can tell which fans are diehard and go to games and those that don't. Little things matter to us. Yeah, absolutely. Having fan unions is an awesome idea, but you know how corporations treat and target unions. 100%. And you see what Oakland is doing with to the Oakland 68s and Last Dive Bar. Brian from Last Dive Bar told me this story in person at Gabe's birthday, actually. And he finally just was vocal about it, I think on a podcast, about how the A's played Last Dive Bar. At first, they were working with them and being all cool. And then, the A's played them. So, yeah, that's absolutely a possibility. But a union doesn't have to be bitter either. It doesn't have to really make demand. It's just a seat at the table, a voice. I think, look, I'm an idealist in some of these things. Some of these executives or people running the teams, they should be like, oh, the fans' voices are important. Let's have some of these these leaders from the team organizations and fan groups. Let's have them have a seat at the table. You know what I mean? I don't know. Adios pelota. Yep. What you said, Ezekiel, absolutely. John Miller's so great that, yeah, a lot of people do that. They'll put on the radio and watch it on TV. Or some people love it so much they put on the radio at the game, just to hear John Miller and to understand what's going on. Because, in person, there's some things you miss because you don't have the announcers to let you know how certain things happen. You can't see into the dugouts really. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You guys are naming all the greats, man. Last Dive Bar as a guest, I mean, I'm down. That night cried when Dick Hallen died and when Ray Fosse passed. Yeah, man. And that's one of the things that I thought the A's got right too, when they all the Ray patch and all that. That's what teams should be doing. These culture creators are so important. And it just sucks that the Giants got this one so wrong. So fan unions, is this a viable idea? I don't know if it is. I think it's a good idea. I'm leaning towards it's a good idea. But I don't know 100% because it could be like what happened in Oakland when there's the Oakland 68's last dive bar, all this, and the team's, seems like they're fine with it. Then suddenly the team turns on them because the team only cares about their profit motive and their, business well-being. So I don't know. It could go wrong, but it might be a good idea. I think if people were more just, they would allow stuff like that. And again, a union doesn't have to be a bitter, cynical thing. It can be just like I said, a seat at the table. Voices being heard, that's all. If they're going to make a change, for example, like the Giants, I don't know. I don't want to use an example when it sounds like I'm like trying to go attack someone. I'm not. Like DJ Umami, right? She's now a mainstay. She's a staple of Oracle Park. I don't know how many years it's been, but it hasn't been that long. Few years. Was it pre-pandemic or post? I can't even remember now. But DJ Umami is now part of it, right? But if they wanted to make a change, I can't even remember who the DJ was before. Dang, what was his name? I'm so bad with names. I know what he looks like, but if they wanted to make changes for her, right? Like DJ Umami, she's always at the 415 Club. By the way, someone dropped this awesome pin at FanFest. Look at that. And I found it on the ground at FanFest. And there was like an usher right there. So I held it up. I was like, did anyone drop this? Did anyone drop this? Right? And the usher was like, man, finders keepers. And I was like, yeah, but I'll do my due diligence and try to find the person. But nobody said anything. So I got this cool 415 pin. But anyways, DJ Umami, she's at the 415, right? It's part of the 415 experience. What if they were like, oh, let's move her back to where the other DJ was, up by the Coke bottle and the glove? Maybe ask the fans, right? Ask a fan organization. Like, hey, do you think it would be better up here? Or, just simple as that. It works in Europe, absolutely. See, I'm not a huge soccer fan, so I don't know the ins and outs. But yeah, a lot of teams are way more fan-driven, fan-oriented, fan-owned. And so there's precedent. If Taylor Swift fans can make a union, any sports team fans can make one. Yep. Dubs, that one sucked, man. They had it, but I don't know. I'm going conspiracy theory with the Warriors. The fact that we don't get any foul calls, I don't know. I think they don't want us to win. They don't want us to win. How does Steph never get a foul call? Anyways, what did we score? What was the game recently? We scored like 137 points and shot 2 free throws. Get out of here, True fan boycott is the only way to reach the teams, hit their pockets. Otherwise, they don't care. Yeah, I don't know if you missed this, but yeah, I'm going to less games because of what they did to Renel. Like, I'm not doing all the content I was going to do. And again, I know that's not a big deal. I'm not a big deal. I won't move the needle at all, but I'll still, just for my personal well-being and feeling okay about who I am as a man, I am going to scale back what I do with the Giants this year because of that decision. And all the other decisions were pretty dang good, and so that sucks. Wish every team was structured like Green Bay Packers and the Roots, fan-owned, absolutely. Word union has always had a bad connotation. Well, yeah, that's because of propaganda. Gabe said he dropped it. It's his pin. Oh, I thought he meant the video and that he pinned it. Gabe has a video coming out soon. This is my pin, Gabe. Unfortunately for us to really hit the price, we got to know it's TV games either. Yeah, that one might be hard. Man, I dropped a form pin a couple weeks ago. I wonder where it's at. Everyone wants the pin. I'm still looking for Cecilia to give her first game Kings pin from Golden One Center. If anyone knows where she is. They blew it, and them refs. Yeah, no, they blew it. The Warriors, for some reason, in the fourth quarter, can't shoot. Can't shoot. Warriors are cooked. Current Clay wouldn't got. Can't say I agree, Where do you think Trevor Bauer will sign? I don't think he's gonna, man. At this point, I don't think any team's gonna take a chance on him. I don't know. I said last week I wasn't sure about the allegations, but then some more stuff came out that's making me question it. I really don't know, man. That's a hard one. But let's skip. I'm gonna go back to the show and tell and the VIP thing, and we'll talk about Ohtani. How wild, huh? What do you guys think? Was Ohtani the one gambling? Or was it the interpreter? Honestly, I like I said earlier, I never just jump to conclusions, so I don't know, and I'm open to whatever, the facts and evidence point to. I think it's very, very suspicious, though. It's very suspicious. Very suspicious. If anyone is not familiar, there was an investigation and it was found that apparently the story keeps changing, but Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, who's like been one of his best friends, he's like in his contract that he needs to be his interpreter since he's with the Angels. His interpreter apparently used $4.5 million of Ohtani's money to pay a gambling debt. Now, first the story was, I think what he told investigators or something, he said that first Ohtani said, I'll pay your gambling debt, but don't do it anymore, but I'll help you out. But that's a bad look because that's wire fraud. So then he changed the story. Or they changed the story. They came out and Ohtani said, I had no idea. But he signed off on the wire transfers, apparently, unless it was forged. It's weird, man. Whatever it is, the 30 for 30 is going to be crazy. Ipe is the fall guy? Think so. Ohtani's gambling, Gabe says. Guilty as charged, and his punishment for the Dodgers, they need to send him to the A's. It gets swept under the rug. So, yeah, this is my thing. Look, he went to the Dodgers, and I made a bunch of TikToks that a lot of people were upset about Ohtani going to the Dodgers. And how I no longer like Ohtani, okay? Just so you know where I stand. I hate the Dodgers more than any other sports organization out there, other than maybe the Lakers. Maybe, I don't know, it goes back and forth. I guess it depends on the whatever season it is, because during football season, I hate the Cowboys. I don't know if I hate the Cowboys as much as I hate the Dodgers and Lakers, though, I'll be honest. But I hate them immensely. I've said this before in a video, but people ask me, what's your, if someone was to ask me, what's your least favorite baseball team, or who do you hate the most? Say the Lakers. I'll say the Yankees. And people will be like, the Yankees? You're a Giants fan, though. What about the Dodgers? They don't even count. They're not a baseball team. They're a terrorist organization. Okay? That's how much I hate the Dodgers. Okay? So I hate the Dodgers. Put it on record. I'm not afraid to say, oh, it feels good getting that off my back, No, but I hate the Dodgers, so obviously I'm biased. I want them to go down in flames. I want them to go out of business. Like, I want the Dodgers to no longer be an entity in pro sports. You know what I mean? That's how much I hate them. But I'm also, I try to be a reasonable person, right? So I don't know if he's guilty. But part of me wants him to be, Yeah, part of me wants him to be guilty. All right, what do you guys think? That would be so dumb on his part. He's poised to be one of the highest paid players. I know. Crazy fact from David P. Says when they hire interpreters, they don't do a background check. Apparently, yeah, because I guess they found out he lied about a bunch of stuff, which is definitely pointing to the interpreter being the bad guy, right? Apparently, he lied about like all his credentials. Ohtani's punishment is he's sent to the Oakland Athletics. But then he might be Vegas Athletics, and that would suck. How do you not realize almost $5 million of your money is gone? Yeah, I mean, it's It's possible, but it seems unlikely, right? I think the interpreter had been gambling for years. Even if Ohtani had known knowledge of the nefarious activity, they both benefited from the spoils. And did you guys see the pictures of him at some random like Gonzaga and Texas Tech game for March Madness 2019? Apparently Rui Hachimura was playing, and that's why he was there. But it still was weird, you know, him and his interpreter at a March Madness game that they have no connection to, really. But I guess Rui's a good enough connection. There's no way someone is that rich that he doesn't notice that much money's gone. Like, sir, yeah. Ohtani told me to bet on the Niners over Super Bowl. Beat LA 100%. If anything, it was probably both Ohtani's interpreter, both gambling. This is the thing too. Like just to go back to the LA thing, I hate the Dodgers and Lakers more than any other organizations. And I will never root for an LA team. Like I root against all the LA teams, but I love LA. I love Los Angeles. I love LA. I really do. But it's so much fun in sports to hate their sports teams and root against them. Right? So just put that out there. I don't hate LA. I love LA. I love the Bay Area more though. You know? If anything, it was probably both. Yeah, I feel like both might be the most reasonable conclusion, right? Ohtani told me he bet on the Angels winning the World Series. Oh man, no wonder they lost $4.5 million. We gotta hate LA teams more. Yeah, come on, you gotta hate them, man. Gotta hate them. Downfall of the Dodgers. Yeah, I hope they go out of business. Nothing more satisfying than a bunch of ragtag outlier Giants players beating a super stacked Dodgers team. Yeah, man. Like come on. I talked about this in the TikToks when they signed Ohtani, and people were like, I was just talking trash, like how annoying it is. And people were like, oh, like you don't want the Giants to blah, blah, blah. No, I don't. I really don't want the Giants to just sign every huge free agent. If you talk to me at all this offseason, I was not like, oh, let's sign them all, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I don't like that. I like to build a team. I like to like draft a team. I want to win with our guys. I don't want to win with someone else's guys. You know what I mean? Like if I was a Lakers fan, I would have hated that LeBron came. I would have hated LeBron coming to the Lakers. I would have been so upset. And like in 2011 when Peyton Manning was a free agent, the Niners had just lost the championship game with Alex Smith. And everyone's like, oh, let's get Peyton Manning. And I think he had a meeting with the Niners. I didn't want Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning's one of my favorite players. I love Peyton Manning. One of my favorite players, one of my favorite personalities. I've talked about it so much how Peyton's Places is one of my favorite shows. I love Peyton Manning. I did not want him to come to the Niners. Because now if we win, Peyton Manning won. I wanted to win with our guy. I wanted to win with Alex Smith. And then I would have accepted winning with Kaepernick, but I liked Alex Smith better. So I wanted to win with Alex Smith. Especially after his story. Imagine how much better it would feel to get over the hump and win with your guy instead of just getting the top free agent and then that puts you over the hump. That's, nah. Like, sure, it's still fun. You still get a parade. You know, well, Lakers and Dodgers didn't get a parade. You losers. No parades? No parades? You guys played a third of a season and no parade? What are you guys doing? Huh? What are you guys up to down there? Huh? Either way, gambling allegations lingering over your head is something you don't want. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, I mean, people are going to bring signs, right? People are going to have chants. Man, imagine when they go to play like the Mets. The chance that those Mets fans are going to have, or Philly or something. Whew. If Ohtani plays, Pete Rose stays. Yeah, this is the thing. Look, if Ohtani is implicated at all and they don't punish him, then just put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame and let's just stop having that argument. Dodger Stadium over Oracle Park? Whew. I love Dodger Stadium, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm making boycott signs and debating making it Ippei is the fall guy in Japanese. That is hilarious. Please do it. Please do it and send me a picture. There's no parade. Like, come on, man. What do you guys even? Why even win? Why even win? You're not gonna have a parade. Oh, it's a pandemic. Don't win during a pandemic, then. You know what I mean? Win the full season then, if you want a parade. Come on, kids. What is this? What is this Nickelodeon championship you guys are winning? Huh? Huh? You guys might as well have like played with the, the big plastic baseball bats and the big ball. Dunk. Should have just played that instead in your backyards. It's the same thing. Same exact thing. Oh yeah, I forgot the Rams got a parade. That was gross. What's up, Leighton? Yeah, I won't get back into it. If you just got here, I did a whole rant about Renel. So maybe after the stream, if you want to go back and watch, 100% agree with you. LAFC Stadium has a nice stadium and is a relatively new team. Yeah, I saw them. I was there when they were building that stadium. It looked super cool. I drove by it once it was finished, but I haven't been there yet. But I was a little bummed because right where they built that stadium was the old LA Arena. LA Sports Arena, I think it was called. I can't remember, but the Clippers used to play there. A lot of cool sports moments happened in that arena, and they tore that down to build that stadium. So that kind of bummed me out. This is, you know how I like my stuff, but the stadium looks super cool. And I love the LA Coliseum right there too, obviously. Dodger Stadium is a Dollar Tree of baseball stadiums. CMG, what up? But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about this Ohtani thing. The petty part of me hopes that even if he's cleared or whatever, it's just a cloud hanging over the Dodgers season, and it affects his play. I don't know. But I'm also the type that I don't like to win on nonsense or BS. When my team plays a team, I want them to be full strength. I want both teams full strength. I don't want to win because a star player is injured. So at the same time, I don't want to let's say against all odds, the Giants won the division over the Dodgers because Ohtani bats 203. Right? I don't know. I don't know. LA Sports Arena, home to the Clippers and USC basketball. Yeah, that place looked cool. I never got to go in there. I went outside of it once, but never got to go in there. Where did that Aya Sophia video come from? That was a curveball. I know. Dude, that was supposed to be a whole series, and the storm hit. Speaking of, let me do some shameless promotion. You just set me up for some shameless promotion. I did an extra video. It's a members only video at the Galata Tower. Why is it? But yeah, that I want to do more international videos like that. So that was, I had plans to go. I might have talked about this, but I had plans to go to Romania also. I was trying to go to Romania and do a whole series of Transylvania stuff, the castles and stuff. But I haven't been able to do it. Just because mostly just time, because you have to drive through the mountains and all this stuff, and you got to be there a lot of days. So yeah, so I want to do more of that stuff. So expect more curveballs. But this is let's see if I can do this. Is this still working? Why is it not? Dang it. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. This will work. All right, these are all members only videos. So if you join and become a member, you can get access to all these behind the scenes videos and stuff. You'll see this top one here is Galata Tower, which it's right across from the Hagia Sophia. I was gonna do a full video, but it was pouring rain. I couldn't, not pouring rain the whole time, but like enough of the time where like I couldn't drone it. It was super ugly. So yeah, and I have this also more right below it, more stuff from Istanbul. That just wasn't a full video, but I filmed a bunch of other stuff over the course of like 3 days. But yeah, hopefully more curveballs. I want more curveballs. That's why this show is called Variety. That's why it was called Something or Other Tour. I want to throw curveballs. I want you to never know, what's coming next. I know I do a lot of sports, but my favorite videos are like the history ones. Yeah, make that sign, please. Please make that sign. Is Ohtani getting a new translator? I mean, he speaks English, but it is probably helpful to have it, just, to streamline everything. Went to the Giants dugout store today. Mannequins were cool. Why were you over there? But yeah, the new dugout store at the stadium is awesome. I love the way they redid it. My friend Jacoby, is that how you say it? Hates all of Los Angeles, even Six Flags, Disney, Universal Studios. Paul George's second house is in Fresno? Really? That's throwing me for a loop. Paul George has a house in Fresno. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I hate all the LA teams in a fun way, right? In a fun way. I still appreciate their history. I love Los Angeles itself. I'm hopefully going to LA soon. I love LA. But I love rooting against their teams too. Their teams are just so privileged and just like their fans won't acknowledge how lucky they are, just to be there. And the fact that they barely have any championships to show for all their privilege is crazy. Like big undertaking, international travel. Yeah, it was super fun. I had a great time. I want to travel international more, and I want it to be places like that you don't expect. But my number one is like Paris, right? But other than Paris, I don't want to go to all the popular ones. I want to go to like other ones. And the funny thing is I talk about it in the VIP video, but the thing I wanted to see the most was closed for 2 years for renovations. But it's 1,000 years old, so I didn't check if it was open or not. And I get up and there's a big sign on the door like, oh, closed for 2 years. Thanks. Hey, thank you, 1,000-year-old tourist attraction. It was, by the way, it was the Basilica Cistern was the number one thing I wanted to see. That and the Galata Tower were actually my 1 and 2, and then Hagia Sophia was probably 3. But the Hagia Sophia was the only thing that was mostly indoors, so the weather didn't matter. Galata Tower, I couldn't do a full episode because of the weather. Topkapi Palace, right next to the Hagia Sophia, is like outdoor gardens and stuff, so it wouldn't have worked with the weather. Basilica Cistern would have worked, but it was closed, so that sucks. Yeah, I talked more about, I don't know if you saw the live stream last week, I talked some Istanbul stories also. Want to see extras on lock videos? Is that on a membership only yet? I just rendered them. I just uploaded the first one last night, and the other, I have 4, by the way. There's 4 lock videos coming out on members only. All cut footage, all random, silly stuff. There's just some stuff that I don't know. I just wanted to put it together. And there's 4 videos. So there's while we're filming daytime in lock, filming nighttime in lock, last day in lock, and how lucky we were. There's a whole story behind that. And then the 4th one is a talk that I had with the proprietor of the bed and breakfast that we stayed at, the Lock B&B, about her trying to find the history of the town and a little bit of her beef with Ghost Adventures, which is fun. So yeah, the videos obviously aren't as polished. There's a lot of random stuff in them, So they're not like full, videos like I put on the channel. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Sometimes I'll just have clips that's just like, to me, funny because it shows how much I mess up, like bloopers. So random stuff, extras. But it's going to be 4 lock videos. I filmed, like over 6 hours of footage in lock. So yeah, a lot of stuff. My sister got a tattoo across the street. There's a tattoo shop across the street? Where the heck is a tattoo shop over there? It's hard to look it up because Fresno does not want you to know. Well, yeah, that sounds like his hideout. Paul George's hideout is in Fresno, everybody. Cap. Oh. Ooh, we got dissenters. Went to the catacombs in Paris. Definitely a cool experience. Highly recommend. There's a bunch of stairs, though. Yeah, so Basilica Cistern is similar to the catacombs in Paris. It was a underground cistern where they stored water for the nearby Topkapi Palace. And it was sealed for hundreds of years until they rediscovered it, like 80 years ago or something. They filmed a bunch of movies in there and stuff, so I wanted to see it, but it's true. I've seen him in his bedroom. All right. I believe you. That's so the Brock is your neighbor. I live across the street from Jerry Rice. Wait, what, did I miss something? Oh, one of my friends is neighbors with Brock Purdy. Oh, doesn't he live in does he not have roommates anymore? Or is he still in the apartments or whatever? Paul George went to college in Fresno? I didn't know that. Why did I not know that? I didn't know that. I like to do paranormal investigations. Love to do one at Bed and Breakfast and Lock. Dude, look it up. Lock B&B. Martha Esch is the proprietor. She's the one who I, talked to in this video. She hooked us up. Definitely check it out. It was so much fun. I don't know if you ever watched the Lock B&B video we did, but we goofed off, me and my cousin. We had a ton of fun. Highly, highly recommend. That's one of the places that I always thought would be cool if my channel blew up, to have a meeting there or a meetup there would be super cool. I definitely recommend it. Talk to Martha. Tell her you saw my video. Maybe she'll invite me back. But yeah, no, definitely check out Lock. Oh yeah, so the VIP, there's members only videos. We got the I'm pushing this because I'll tell you guys later. I need to start getting other streams of income. Did I show this one yet? I don't know if I showed this one yet. So here's our Etsy shop. I put some prints up. These are all photos that I've taken. I just took this last week with my new drone. Coit Tower, the new Ferris wheel at Fisherman's Wharf. Musée Mécanique right there in the background. What else I got? I took this at Giants Fan Fest. Really like this shot. Speaking of, man, I found a seat just like that from the Polo Grounds, and it has the New York Giants logo on the side, but they wanted $10,000 for it. I was like, dang, I wish I was rich. Oh, I wish I was rich. But yeah, so if you want to look for some unique prints or something to adorn your office wall, I'm going to keep adding stuff. These are all just, ones I really liked ahead of time. I've shown this one before, but this candlestick photo, I took the last game at Candlestick while walking down to the park to go inside. I just always really liked this photo. So if you have a game room or, a den, might be a good choice to put on your wall. Consider it. Yeah, and then I got the VIP members only videos. If you'd like to support the channel, you can join for a few bucks a month, get behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I wanted to show and tell this week. You guys know I have one more that I'm going to hold off just because I'm going to hold off. But I've been getting these stadium replicas. I showed you guys Jack Murphy, Qualcomm Stadium, things like that I've been showing you. I got another one that's actually a giveaway. So it's a little different. It's not Danbury mint or anything like the other ones. But I got this on eBay from Citi Field. So this was a giveaway at a Mets game, celebrating 15 seasons at Citi Field. I always talk about this, but what's super cool is the facade of Citi Field here is a recreation of Ebbets Field, where the worst franchise in baseball, the Dodgers, used to play at Ebbets Field. And I showed you guys, I have a mini Ebbets Field somewhere right here. Got a mini Ebbets Field. So yeah, that old facade they recreated for Citi Field. Where Citi Field is, right on this side was where Shea Stadium was. But yeah, so it was a giveaway, little Citi Field. I got this on eBay for super cheap. Like I said, I've just been finding, whenever I find them cheap, I'll pull the trigger. But I have to stop because I have to save money now. But can't get it out. I guess it's stuck in here forever. I took it out the other day. Oh, here it is. All right. So this one's like weird because it's like metal, but it's pretty cool. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Mini Citi Field. Manhattan is that way. There's the facade. They have like the bridge. Where is it? Where am I looking? Right here. There's a little bridge. I forgot what they call it. The Shea Bridge or something like that. Shea Stadium Bridge. I got these amazing fries back here, and it's hard to do this looking at the camera. Yeah, got some amazing fries there. I walked the whole top bowl. Had a great time at Citi Field when I was there. So I saw this. I had to get it. Pretty cool. I like it. I would like the full, Danbury mint style, but I'll take that since I don't think they have a Citi Field one. Weird tattoo shop. There's no signs. It's by Momo's. Let me know the name. I'd like to see it. I need to get some more tats. Obviously, this arm is kind of bare, right? I knew Aaron Judge was from out there. I did not know Paul George went to college out there. Giant Stadium chair print is hella dope. Thank you, man. If you guys, if you guys have a man cave and want some original art taken by yours truly, I'll eventually put some of my cousin's photos up there too. If you want some original art, you can only get through us. Consider it. Consider it as gifts too. It's only like $16 a print, which is, I think, pretty good based on other Etsy shops I see. But I don't know. Maybe not. Consider it, Parker. Consider it. That's all I ask. And there's some lottery if someone hits a home run in the glove at Oracle Park. I was talking about that at FanFest with someone, and they weren't like a huge baseball fan, so they didn't know that it's never been hit. And I was like, man, it's really far. It's really far. Especially like you got to think of like those old stories, which is funny. Like Mickey Mantle, it'd be like, or some old player like that. Like, he hit a 600-foot home run. It's like, no, he didn't. It's fun. It's fun to think about. But no, he didn't. But imagine if someone hit the glove. That'd be insane. All right, Jamie. Peace. Hope you can make it to lock. My hair is getting long. I still can't decide when I'm going to cut it, but I'm definitely going to cut. I'm going to shave my whole head at some point and regrow it. But I don't know. Shout out D Honey for the braids. She does a great job. Wait, remember if you have one at Oracle Park or not. I don't have Oracle Park or Candlestick because they're always so expensive. Well, Oracle Park, there's no like good ones. Danbury Mint never put one out, I don't think. There is a Candlestick baseball and football configuration, but they're always like over $300, and I can't do it. Like some of these ones I'll get for like $15-20, like the Shibe Park one. Unfortunately, it has like a couple broken lights, but I got this for like $20. So, yeah. But the candlestick ones are like over 300. I just can't do it. I'm going to do a flyover for the boycott. Am I going to do a flyover? I don't know how to fly, unfortunately. If you mean like a plane, I don't know. Gabe might know. Gabe can answer that, possibly. My name is Chris Farley and Billy Madison. A friend of mine did. Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah. That's how I feel when I hear these like stories, like, you know, some random pitcher. Like, yeah, he threw 108 miles an hour. No, he didn't. You know, it's fun. I choose to believe, but deep down I know. No, he didn't. You know, like there's the story of like Mickey Mantle hit a home run out of Yankee Stadium. No, he didn't. That one I believe. So Mickey Mantle hit a ball so hard it hit the stadium pillar and bounced back to home plate against Kansas City. A drone flyover. Oh, probably not. I'm not supposed to. Andres Galarraga almost hit the Coke bottle. Yeah, I think I saw Hunter Pence nearly get to the walkway. It was one of the most insane home runs I've ever seen. Like, as soon as he hit it, I stood up and was like, oh my God. It was probably a couple rows shy of the walkway. That was early in his Giants days. I want to say that was probably... I don't think it was 2014 when he first got there. I think it was 2015 or 2016. But yeah, I saw Hunter Pence hit a crazy home run. And I saw Kevin Mitchell when he was on the Cincinnati Reds. I talked about this in the Candlestick Part 2 video. But I saw Kevin Mitchell when he was on the Reds. He was old and out of shape, but huge still, you know, round. He hit a ball so hard at Candlestick Park, and it hit the scoreboard. Or at least I thought it did. I was young. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe someone just said, it hit the scoreboard, and I believed it. But I remember it was a monster home run. That's all I remember. Seal Stadium would be sick. Yeah, I think there is some sort of Seal Stadium thing out there, too. Like a small one, sort of like this. This is a Yankee Stadium. There's one like this. I always like this, too. The Comiskey Park. Oh, no, this is Tiger Stadium. I thought I had a Comiskey. No? Did I get a Comiskey? Bro, what is going on? I swear I got a Comiskey, but I didn't. All right, never mind. There's a Tiger Stadium. I thought I had a Comiskey. Maybe I had it on eBay and I didn't get it. I have another one to show you guys too, but I'm gonna wait till next week. It's a really cool special one. It's actually a football one. Well, I'll show you guys next week because I don't want to I'll run out of things to show if I show everything, you know? Montana the home run out of Angel Stadium during World Series was crazy. That was That was wild. And then he hit the triple decker at Yankee Stadium too. But it's like if a roided up Barry Bonds is not hitting at 600 home runs, then allegedly he never failed a test. Here, Tony Kemp is a free agent again. I didn't know that. I thought he was coming back to the A's. MLB The Show should have added a feature where if he plays Babe Ruth, every home run goes outside the stadium. I remember it might have been Ken Griffey Jr. baseball, one of those old baseball games. I think you could hit it out of Dodger Stadium. And didn't Mike Stanton, I don't call him Giancarlo, Mike Stanton, didn't he hit a home run out of Dodger Stadium? Or bounced on the canopy or something? Just waiting for a righty to hit a splash bomb. I know that day will be awesome. Hopefully it's a Giants player, though. I'll be bummed if it's not. Preston Castle replica? Dude, that's a good idea. I wonder if I could 3D print one. Dude, that's a great idea. I should 3D print a Preston Castle. I'll put that on the Etsy store if I learn how to do that. My cousin Steve has a 3D printer. He did this Disneyland sign for me. It's not painted, but it's the original throwback Disneyland sign. Carlo hit one on Dodgers name. Yeah. You mean Mike? Mike hit one? My dad once saw Jose Canseco hit a home run and smoke come off the bat. It was probably rosin. Talking about the MLB The Show. Gabe made me in the show, and I picked to let fate choose my team. You're a Dodgers player? Yeah, no, I'm resetting the whole system. System recovery. What else? What else are we going to talk about? Let me talk about some upcoming plans. So, a little bit of bad news, if anyone's been following along. I had teased that I was trying to go to DC. This is going to make me really sad and then really happy. I don't think I can go to DC now. And that kills me. That kills me. I have some really cool things to do in DC that I think would be very popular on the channel. I think you guys would love. But I won't be able to afford the trip. But the reason I can't afford it is a very good reason. But it's also just, I'm sad I can't. I'm sad I have not succeeded enough in life where I can't take 2 trips in one time period. But, look, if I can make the DC trip happen, I have dates I want to go because there's specific things going on. I have dates I want to go to film. If I can make it happen, I'm going to make it happen. I'm still trying. But as of right now, I don't think I'll be able to go to DC. And I was going to do a handful of videos there that I think this channel would love. Some sports history. I don't want to give it away. Some other history. Some history stuff and some sports stuff. Right? But I don't think I can do it. The reason I can't do it, though, is great. Remember hearing about someone getting a home run off a bunt as a little kid? Had me thinking with the ball actually flew 350 feet off a still bat. Yeah. Natalie won a World Series championship, rookie of the year, World Series and postseason MVP, home run champion, silver slugger. Yeah, that's what I do in MLB The Show too. I get the home run record in like 3 seasons. So the reason that I can't go to DC, the reason I'm so broke now. Last week, my reason was the drone. Now you may be asking yourself, well, you were already broke. That's true. That is true. I was. But I'm even broker. Hold on. I need some visual. Why do I like to tell stupid little things like this and make it like over dramatic? You know what I mean? I hope you guys see the humor in what I do sometimes. Cuz sometimes I feel like it's so just unique makes it sound like I'm patting myself on the back, but it's so like ingrained in me that I think a lot of things I say to me are hilarious, but I think a lot of people don't even understand that I was joking. And I'm not saying because I'm so high level, my humor's so high level. It's just, I feel like my humor sometimes is so just self-involved that people don't get it. And it's what's funny is my brother gets it because we have the same kind of sense of humor, my brother Cole. And so he said, like, when we did the Candlestick update, Candlestick Part 2 video, he's like, man, why do people not think this is hilarious? I was like, I know, it's just because it's just me and you. Like, we think it's hilarious, but other people are like... What's funny too is sometimes I'll get comments where it's like, people will be like, clearly not understanding that something I was saying was a joke. Like, they'll take it at face value. And just to explain, sometimes my humor is to say the most obvious thing in the world because I know it's obvious and it's so dumb, and I know it's so dumb, and that's hilarious to me. And sometimes, my brother Cole will know what's coming, and we'll just start laughing because he knows I'm gonna make the most generic, just boring joke ever, and it's so funny to us. So anyways, this is definitely an old picture, but it's the best I can find right now. But I'll show you. So this is my wonderful niece. Okay, you guys, if you've been following the channel, she was in a video a very long time ago, and she was in a live stream a few months ago. She was actually the first guest on the live stream. Gabe was the first remote guest. She was the first actual guest. Do your live and breathing at self as 16 in life and do DC well. You're right. But there is a time limit on some of the stuff I want to do in DC. Ohtani was the MVP. That game's stupid. I think Warriors cooked for this season or nah. They might be cooked, but I'm going to go down with the ship. I'll tell you that much. All right. This is my wonderful niece. This picture's like 5 years ago. This is in Tahoe. Either I took this or my cousin took this picture. We were there to spread my grandmother's ashes. I think I told this story before. But anyways, this is my wonderful niece. I love her more than life itself, right? We were a family growing up and stuff. We go to Disneyland a lot. I was lucky that, once a year, typically, my mom would take me to Disneyland. I have a lot of Disneyland stuff around, a lot of Disneyland stuff on my wall. I'm a huge Disneyland fan. I've not been to Disneyland in years. We did some Disneyland videos, actually. I've done some Disneyland auction videos. They have 100 views. But I love doing them. I flew down for one day to Burbank last year to go to a Disneyland auction. I think that video has 200 views. And I flew all the way down for one day just to film it. Came up 200 views. But I love this stuff, right? And me and Cole filmed Tower of Terror before it went away. But I haven't been and had a Disneyland trip since the 60th anniversary, which was in 2015. My whole life I've been promising Brody, my niece, to take her to Disneyland. And I like to say that I am a high level Disneyland person. I know all the tricks. They might be outdated now because I haven't been there so long. But I know all the history. I know all the tricks. I know every year every ride was built. I know when they were renovated. I know when they added and changed these scenes. I like Disney, but my thing is more the park. I love theme park history, amusement park history, and I think Disneyland is kind of the creative mecca when it comes to amusement parks. And yeah, so I wanted to give her the full experience and teach her all the history and have fun. And I can be a big little kid, right? But she's 11 years old now. She's about to be 12, and I still haven't taken her. And now she lives in Texas, so it's a lot harder. But she's the greatest. I mean, look at her. Come on. So I decided I'm going to prioritize taking her to Disneyland. As much as I want to go to DC and stuff, this is more important. So I planned a trip, and me and her, and hopefully my brother will be able to join us. We're going to Disneyland. And I'm excited. When Haunted Mansion isn't broken down, I think they're or is that like a joke, like when it's not broken down? I mean, I don't like the Nightmare Before Christmas thing, so I thought that's what you meant. Like, when does it open or reopen as normal? But yeah, the Haunted Mansion. You guys want fun facts? Is that what you're asking? Haunted Mansion opened in 1969, right? But they built the building in I think 1963. So for 6 years, the mansion just sat there. Tease and guess. What is that behind the gates there? How cool is that? They hyped up this ride for 6 years. Unfortunately, Walt Disney didn't get to see it because he passed in 1967. or 66, sorry, December 66, I think. And Pirates of the Caribbean opened in 67 and Haunted Mansion in 69. But I just love that story, that the fact that like the mansion sat there for 6 years, just and people didn't know exactly what it was, like what's going on. This is before the internet, obviously. You won the Super Bowl. What are you gonna do next? Yep, we're going to Disneyland. You know, so you say it's legitimately haunted. Here, let me go back so you guys can see the comments on this. Back in the day, I had a GeoCities website where I wrote out all the Disneyland ghost stories. And yeah, one of them was the Haunted Mansion. That site was actually pretty popular back in the mid-90s when I was a kid. I was like, I would just be bored and I learned how to do like HTML. So I did a website. I even did graphics with like a ghost and it said Disneyland Ghost Stories. Yeah. But we're going to Disneyland, man. And I'm so excited. And this is the thing. I could do both trips. But I've decided, I'll tell you how this started. Like I'm always kicking the can down the road. Like I've said, I have so many plans and I always just have to keep pushing them off because, you know, I work, I'm not rich, whatever. I keep pushing things back, which I've done to taking her to Disneyland for a long time. And she's been to Disneyland. Her mom has taken her to Disneyland. She's been to Disneyland. But like I said, you got to go with your uncle too, you know, and hopefully your other uncle can join us as well, because we have memories, we have experience, we know how to do Disneyland. I'll put it that way. I told her, be ready. It's gonna be a full-blown sprint. We're sprinting and we're never stopping. And I told her, I was like, you're gonna hate Disneyland by the time we're done. You're gonna be begging to leave. No more Disneyland. But yeah, so I could do both, but a few months ago, I was like, okay, I asked my sister, like, when is she out of school? When does she have time? And she said not till like, you know, she's out of school, like for the summer. I'm like, all right, we got to wait then. Dang. And then I had a full-blown, like almost full-blown, not fully full-blown, almost a full-blown panic attack. Because I realized in a little over a year, she's going to be a teenager. I saw Jet, the boy himself, on this channel. If you watch this channel for a long time, the boy himself went from a boy to a grown man. She's almost a teenager, and I still haven't taken her to the Magic Kingdom, right? I had like almost a full-blown panic attack. And I was like, we have to go. We have to go. We have to go. I have to take her while she's still a kid, you know? Like, I'm sure when she's older, hopefully she'll live to be 160 years old and I'll be, I don't know our age difference, I'll be 180 or something. Right? We could still go and have fun. But it's not the same if they're not a kid, you know? Like the magic. And Josie, did you guess that before I said it? I guess so. I missed that one. That's funny. I'm going all out, and that's why it's costing so much. So there's a motel that we got growing up that's right across the street. Our favorite motel, right? My mom, my aunt and uncle would go. We'd all go. We stay at this motel, and it's right across the street. So literally, I used to be able to go to Disneyland and turn off my outside life. Whatever issues I had going on, whatever traumas, whatever issues I had, I just knew once a year we go to Disneyland and I get to forget the outside world. And part of what made it special is we would do like a week-long trip. We would go to Disneyland a handful of days. We go to Knott's Berry Farm. But I got to feel almost like we lived at Disneyland because we were right across the street. We were right there. We'd literally walk back and forth from like the motel we stay at right across the street. Like you walk outside, walk across the crosswalk, and you're almost to the gate. It's closer to the front gate than Disneyland Hotel is. So we would like, oh, let's run back to the hotel to change or go to the bathroom. Like, that's how close it was. So we got to feel like we lived at Disneyland. So I want to give her that experience. So we're going to go for a week. And the problem is, this motel that we used to get for $80 a night is now way more expensive. Like, stupid. So the trip is sinking your boy. But, you know, I see it as like a once in a lifetime thing. So we're going to go to Disneyland. We're going to feel like we're living there. We're going to have this motel right across the street. Hopefully Cole will come up and stay with us. We're going to go to Knott's Berry Farm. She said she likes the idea of having like an explore day in LA or something. Like, I was like, whatever you want to see, we can go explore, right? And I want to give her that whole experience before it's too late. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's going to be great. So as far as like content, I don't know what I'll do. I'm definitely going to film stuff. Like I always film stuff. When I was a kid, I used to bring a camcorder places, right? So I always film stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do like full episodes, one episode. I was thinking about just documenting and then just doing like kind of throwing it all together for like a special episode of our memories, having fun. I don't know. Obviously that's not priority, but you know, I do want to film. I want to get some of these memories documented because it's what I love doing. But if anyone has suggestions, like if there's some Disneyland type content that you'd like to see, obviously there's Disneyland videos is one of the like most saturated corner of YouTube. There's a million Disneyland vloggers, right? But there's certain things I could probably capture that people haven't captured in the way that I would do it. So I don't know. I'm trying to think. What do I want to do? How do I want to form it? What I really wanted to do before, what I always wanted to do like the every ride in a single day challenge. I always thought that'd be fun, but that's too much stress for this trip, I think. But me and my brother still want to do that someday. But also like, I wanted to do maybe a video land by land. So I'll do like a Frontierland episode and I'll just talk about all my favorite things about Frontierland, the secrets I know about Frontierland, old things that were there that I really enjoyed. I always thought doing that might be a cool angle just because it's not just like, it's not the same as what most of the Disney vloggers do, I guess. I don't know. So, but if you guys have any suggestions of content I could do. The thing is too, honestly, like I said, I've done a handful of Disney videos on this channel, like Disneyland videos, I've done 3 Disneyland auctions, right? 3 or 4. I don't know. I've done like at least 3 Disneyland auctions. We did Tower of Terror when it was closing. Me and my brother went one night and just rode Tower of Terror like almost the whole night to say goodbye before it became Guardians of the Galaxy. Those videos always perform terribly on this channel, so I don't expect to get a ton of views. But if there's anything you think might be fun, I'm open to hearing it, you know. But it's going to be incredible. So, yeah, I'm sad if I can't make DC happen, but it's going to be awesome. Dole Whip and a churro is Mando, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll get to see my brick. Hell yeah. Going to get the Genie Pass? Yeah, I am. Just because I'm afraid. So the good thing is, it seems like I looked at all the like school districts when they get out of school. I think we're getting lucky, and I think we're going to be there like a week before most LA and Orange County school districts get out. And since she's in Texas, it's a little different. You know, the school year is a little different. And I think probably because it's Texas and it's hot, they get out a little earlier. So I think we might get really lucky in that regard. But the thing is with Disneyland, it's like, it's so popular now, there's no off season, you know? It's like, it's 365. Like, I don't know. And yeah, Knott's Berry Farm. I love Knott's. I have Knott's stuff on my wall. I'm looking at a picture of the Knott's family, the original berry stand. I have not I showed this last week, but like, and I said earlier, I ordered some Knott's boysenberry popcorn that should be getting here like Monday or Tuesday. I love Knott's too, so I think she's been to Knott's. I think she has, but again, it's a different experience going with your funkle. You know what I mean? You go with your funkle that knows all the history and all the secrets. You know. Plus, you know, I am a big little kid, so I'm gonna be running around. I'm gonna see how my legs hold up. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. This is what's funny. I was at work yesterday. We have like standing desks that like you can move up and down, and I always sit at work. I literally put it standing for hours yesterday, like 4 or 5 hours, because I was like, I got to get my Disney legs. I got to get my Disneyland legs ready. So I'm gonna be using the standing desk for like the next couple months until the trip. Otherwise, your boy might go down. You know, I don't know if I can make it because we're gonna go for like 4 days in a row. You know what I mean? I relate because my dad and I would go to the Coliseum. Since I can't remember a single month growing up we didn't go for football or baseball, all games. Definitely, man. Yeah, special play when you can go forget all of life's problems. That's goes back to what I was saying about Renel. So Disneyland was always like my happy place, my escape. Through all the trauma, through all the issues. I won't get into it here. But a lot, you know, I did go through and see a lot of terrible things when I was young. And it's some awesome things too. Like my mom is awesome, right? My mom's great. But I lost my little sister when I was young. I was bad at school. I had behavioral issues, all this stuff. And yeah, so Disneyland was like, if I was hating school, I could just know, like, just get to the summer and you get to go to Disneyland. Just get to the summer, you get to go to Disneyland. And I could just shut out the outside world for that time. And I stopped going to Disneyland. I used to have an annual pass every year. I stopped going. Should I say this? I stopped going because I was heartbroken. Okay? Is that sad? Is that pathetic? Whatever. You guys know. I'm willing to be vulnerable. Me and an ex-girlfriend used to go all the time. We had annual passes together. We went a couple times a year, I think, typically. And it was something that meant so much to me, and I shared it with someone, and then that someone was no longer around, and it was very difficult. So I was just like, I'm not really going to go anymore. And I went a couple times. I went for the 60th because my mom kind of bullied me into going with the family because we had gone to the 50th anniversary, and now we went to the 60th, the actual day, July 17th. Yeah, so I haven't really done a trip like this since. And yeah, so because like I lost Disneyland as my happy place, it then became Oracle Park. Going to a baseball game was my happy place. And again, Renel was a huge part of that comforting, familiar voice. If I was stressed out, I was having a bad time. I mean, I used to go to games alone all the time. I just get a cheap ticket, get like a $8 ticket on StubHub, go chill at the game. I'd go to, it's not there anymore, but I go to Victor's, a couple blocks away, up on Townsend or Brandon. I think it was Townsend. Up on Townsend, Victor's, get a shrimp burrito, go line up, wait for the gates to open, get inside, watch some batting practice, have my shrimp burrito, relax, wait for Renel to come on and announce the team, watch the game, and just relax, right? So these things mean a lot to me. And so I'm so happy that I get to kind of share this experience with my niece, who means the world to me. And again, hopefully my brother can go too. It'll be awesome. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very excited. How about Arco Park 2 with Arco Arena post-demolition update? And I'll collab too. I'm an expert. Well, Jay, I did do that. But it's members only. So it's called Arco Dirt Lot. VIP video. I put it out. put it out a year ago almost, last April. But I barely have any members. So well, let me shout them out. I got 3 members. I got more on Patreon, but 3 members. Debbie, Top Hat Debbie, you're the greatest. Michael Ornelas, I think that's how you say it. I appreciate you. And Edwin Rodriguez, I appreciate you guys for becoming members of the channel, and I will continue to put out members-only content as a thank you. But yeah, I did a video back at Arco after it was a dirt lot. Just it wasn't like a full video. It's just kind of an update. I checked it out. I saw what was still there. For Disney content, can you do secret gems of Disney? Yeah, I can do that. I mean, it's been covered a lot, but I can still do it in my way. So that's something maybe I could do. Maybe I was thinking about doing like my 10 favorite secrets at Disneyland. Do a documentary on memories, taking those memories of your niece. Yeah, I like the idea you mentioned, a video on each land. Yeah, I'm thinking like a documentary of just the trip in itself, and just be like a special, different kind of episode. Would be easy to do, where I'm not like ruining the trip, you know, and I could just, as we go, film. Bring me some boysenberry stuff if you go. Yeah, I'll get a bunch of boysenberry stuff in knots, and I'll bring you some. Wear Crocs. It saves our feet every time. I don't have any Crocs, but maybe. I was hoping to match with my niece, so maybe we can get matching Crocs. That's valid. I'll stop going if I shared it with someone special like that. Hey, yeah. Look, it's hard, man. I'm a very emotional, sensitive person, okay? I love hard. And so sharing a place that was my I won't say secret happy place, but like where I knew this is my place that I can go reset no matter how my life is going. Sharing that with someone, and then that someone being gone, it was hard. It was really hard. Oh, it was hard. Yeah, no, Jay, I'll try. Maybe I'll make this video. I'll add it public so you can see it, just in case. I know not everybody can join to be a member. Hopefully time has let you go there with a little more peace or peace of mind. Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm a sensitive person. Anyone I loved, I still love. Unless they like totally became a different person, or like I found out something horrific about them, right? But otherwise, like if I ever loved or appreciated someone, it never goes away. So yeah, things can still be hard, or I can still think about it or whatever. But especially like going with my niece or going with my brother, you know, like 2 of the closest people to me, you know, that'll be okay. You know what I mean? And it's been so long. It shouldn't bother me anyways. But I am sentimental. Very sentimental. As she told me. Go back and see how Arco Park looking too. Been a while. Yeah, Arco Park, it looked like it was still there in the weeds. They haven't torn that down yet. I wonder what... I heard something about it might be a protected habitat now because of the lake. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it is kind of telling that they tore down Arco Arena and left Arco Park there. You know? I'm saying, really, I took someone special to an A's game at the Coliseum when we broke up. I did not go to any A's games in 2017. Yeah, man, it's hard. I'm sentimental, I'm sensitive, I'm emotional. I think about those things. It's like you go somewhere that you shared with someone, some of your best memories of your life. It's hard to go back without them. Same like if you lose a family member, you know what I mean? Like you lose a family member or something, it can be hard to go back to places that you shared with them, you know. But look, I'm not saying woe is me. I'm literally just telling the story of why I didn't go to Disneyland for a long time, you know. And then I've wanted to go again, like I really have, but you know, it costs so much more money. And I'll be honest, part of me is just scared that Disneyland is not gonna feel the same to me because it's changed so much. And I won't go in the full rant. I think I've already done that on a live stream, but I feel like Disneyland, the way they maneuver is not what made me love Disneyland. And everything is very franchise oriented. It's a lot of Star Wars. It's a lot of Marvel. It's a lot of Frozen, right? And that stuff's cool. I mean, I'm trying to catch up on Marvel right now. I just finished She-Hulk. I really liked it. The She-Hulk series was really fun. I like Marvel. I like Star Wars. But I don't, that's not what I go to Disneyland for. And I know I'm in the minority. I know people line up around the block for that stuff. I get it. I know I'm in the minority. But like if I go to Disneyland, I want to experience something that I can only experience there. That's why I loved Pirates of the Caribbean. Obviously, they've made it a movie now, but before it wasn't. It was its own experience that you could only experience by going to Disneyland. Right? Matterhorn Mountain. You can only experience that going there. Haunted Mansion, before it was 2 movies. You can only experience it there. It's a new original story. They let the Imagineers come up with stuff and tell those stories. And now it's just like, rework this movie into a ride or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I haven't been to Star Wars Village yet. You know, the town Star Wars or whatever you call it. I haven't been there yet, but it looks amazing. Looks like they did an incredible job on it. But again, I can watch Star Wars stuff. How many hours of Star Wars content is there? I can play Star Wars video games. I can buy lightsabers. I can do all that from the comfort of my home if I wanted to, right? So like going to Disneyland, like why spend all the money to just see something that doesn't feel unique? And again, I know I'm in the minority. I know most people, they love to see things like that they're familiar with or, you know, feel immersed in something that they really enjoy like that. But it's not for me. I'd rather the Imagineers be able to come up with entirely new stories, entirely new characters that I can only experience at Disneyland. That's what I prefer, and I feel like Disneyland has a lot less of that over the past couple decades. And, you know, when I go to Disneyland, I like the Mark Twain Riverboat, right? I like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I like the Matterhorn. I like Space Mountain. I like Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't go there for Marvel and Star Wars and stuff. Again, I'm sure it's awesome. I think I'm going to have fun regardless. It's just not what gets me out of bed, if that makes sense. You finished the sign already? That's cool. Dude, send it to me on Instagram or something. They drain the pond. I can explore those dugout caverns. Yeah, I think... I could be wrong, but I think at certain times of the year, I think it dries out enough that you can get down there. Because I know when I filmed, you couldn't. But I think if you go like at the tail end of summer, I think it might be dry enough to get down there. See Fisher getting away with that, so they figure why not? We can do that too. Yeah, I mean, you can't let Fisher set the precedent for these teams. I was thinking, let's establish pond now. How cool would it be if they incorporated into a new medical campus? They should. Dude, a baseball field shaped pond with a cool history at the medical facility, that'd be super cool. Put little cafes on top of the concrete diamond, Serenity Pond. Dude, that would be awesome. But the thing is, the people who want to make the money, they're not creative enough to actually do that, you know. But that would be awesome. I can relate to what you're saying. I thought I was the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I know there's not that many of us, but like, you know, Star Wars Village looks awesome. Super cool. But it's just not what gets me to plan a trip. Hungry Bear restaurant at Disneyland is a must. Man, you're saying all the right things, Josie. Hungry Bear was my favorite place to eat at Disneyland. Besides like the Blue Bayou, but you had to get reservations. But if I was just I used to go with my best friend. And when we were hungry, we were like, let's go to Hungry Bear. Get a burger. They changed it now because they added the Star Wars Village path, the Star Wars Town path, the Republic of Star Wars path, you know, the District of Star Wars path. So they changed it, but you used to be able to sit on top and the water was right below you. I think I talked about this on a live stream, and I would throw fries and watch the ducks like race for the fries. So I loved Hungry Bear. I'm gonna have to stop by again. It's been a long time, but me and my best friend, Some of my family, my uncle, my aunt, my sister when she was young. I mean, we had so many great times laughing at Hungry Bear. There was always those good times at Disneyland, especially late at night. Hungry Bear used to close too early, but like late at night, you go to the Village. I used to call it Village House, but it's Village House in Fantasyland. It's like the Pinocchio themed restaurant. You go there late at night on a not so busy day, and we get like a little. It's a really weird layout, so you could get like this corner booth almost that felt very isolated, very private, and it would just be our family. And after a long day at Disneyland, you'd be like so silly because you're so tired and you're just silly, and we'd just be laughing and some some great memories, you know. Every month for a couple of years during Antique Fair. It's never been dry. Okay, I was wrong then. I still want to go to that Antique Fair. Are they still doing it? What's up, Mitchell? There's nothing down there. I need it. Yeah, dude, I feel you, man. I might have to try to get down there too. Hey, let me know if it's ever dry. I'll drive up to Sac just to get in the dugouts or the clubhouse or whatever it would have been. You know, then you still sit on top. Yeah, no, you can sit on top, but the district of District of Darth Vader path is it stretches out now, so you're no longer right over the water because they added the wider path. But yeah, I'm gonna have a good time, and that's, you know, I'll be honest. If we're gonna have some honesty time here, if we're gonna get a little sensitive, a little deep, it is gonna be emotional for me. There's a lot of people I used to go to Disneyland with that I miss, and they're not around anymore, or we're not in contact anymore, or they've passed away. You know, my grandma took me on a couple really fun trips to Disneyland. She's not around anymore. I used to go to Disneyland every year with my best friend, and you know, he's not around. And he was like a brother to me, but, you know, life took him on a different path, and he's, you know, we haven't talked in a couple years. That's all I'll say about that. But it's not the same. Life has not been kind. His decision making has been very poor. And I actually just saw him a few weeks ago. I don't think he saw me. I drove by him. And it made me sad. It made me very sad to see him. He's not doing so well. You know, the ills of society, they're not kind to people sometimes. And that was my best friend. He's like my brother. And walking around Disneyland, it will always be sad that, you know, he's not there goofing off with me. We used to be like early teens, like, you know, trying to talk to girls, trying to see girls and stuff. You know, just being dumb kids. You know, I miss that. Again, like I said, ex-girlfriend and her family, we used to go a lot. I miss all of them. And yeah, it's going to be very emotional. But I get to do it with my niece, and nobody else I'd rather go with, you know? Nobody else I'd rather go to Disneyland with. And my nephew is too, as well, once he gets old enough, but he's still a little too young to enjoy it properly. But when he's older, I told my sister, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to do this again in a few years when my nephew gets older. But the fact that I get to take her will definitely make the emotional, sad part definitely not at the forefront. It will be in the back of my mind because I'm going to be over the moon taking my niece. And hopefully my brother can go too. And I'll keep you guys updated if there's any ideas I have, plans I have for Disneyland, or any content. Maybe even doesn't have to be Disneyland. Maybe there's something around there I can film. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You guys know I'm always going to try to find content to make. But yeah, shout out to all the people that are no longer around, that I still deeply, deeply love and care for and miss and respect and appreciate. And I'm the type that if someone's no longer in my life for whatever reason, again, unless they do something horrific and you find out they're a monster or something, I'm not talking about that. But like, sometimes life just takes you on different paths. And anyone I loved at any point, I still love. I still care for them. I still think about them. And I don't think that any part in my journey is any more important than any other part. So the right now, the present is no more important than the past, because right now will be eventually be the past. So, you know, if you have a timeline of your life and that timeline is, let's say you're lucky and it's 100 years, and then you're in the afterlife looking at your life, are you only going to care about that last little sliver at the end? Or if you had a love when you were in your early 20s, right? And you lost it, and then you live another 80 years. That sliver is still, at the end of the day, that sliver is still going to be that sliver. It's still going to be part of your timeline. It's still going to matter. And that's how I look at it. So if you were ever a part of my journey, if we ever shared a laugh, if we ever shared a meal, if you ever did a favor for me or I did a favor for you, if you ever taught me something, anything, I appreciate you being part of my journey. And that's how I live my life. And not everyone's like that, which can be sad when, you know, people get dismissed. That's always sad. But not me. I'm not that person. You can't go anywhere. But the Warriors headed the lottery. But I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship. Okay? But it's all good, man. It's all good. You know, like I said, I'm a sentimental, emotional person, but it's all good. Try to lead with love and respect and positivity and see where it takes me. So, yeah. I don't know why I got into all that. What led to that? I was trying to joke about the district of Luke Skywalker. To agree with you, but I do. You hate to agree with me? It ain't so bad. Come on. It ain't so bad. But yeah, I'm excited. You know, there's a chance, guys, that I can still do the DC trip also, which would hopefully lead to some content that I think you guys would love. Either way, I got some fun stuff dropping this next week. I went to the Imaginarium at the Great Mall in Milpitas. Really fun light show. Really silly, kind of hokey kind of place. But I love that stuff, you know. Very kitschy. I love that kind of silly stuff. Me and Jet went, the boy himself. And we had fun filming that. And then I got 2 history videos about to drop. And then I have another sports history one about to drop. That I'm going to try to get done sooner than later, just so it coincides with like baseball season starting. But yeah, either way, keep this ball rolling, you know what I mean? This dope jersey, I wish it had a little tram like the team shirts have. Looks dope with the little tram. Yeah, I agree. The cable car. So don't come to San Francisco and call it a tram. People will yell at you, throw rocks at you or something. But no, I agree. I love the idea of it. It's got like the tracks on the side, the cable car tracks, but they could have added a few more nods. There's really cool nods to the cable car on here. It does have this cable car on the side, but I think it should have been more prominent. Speaking of cable cars, would you guys like a cable car history video? Because I have a plug. Actually, you don't even have to answer that. I'm going to do it at some point. Cable car history. I don't want to give it away in case it falls through, but yeah, I have a plug on being able to get some access to some cable car stuff. That should be super cool. And right now, if you're not in the Bay Area or whatever, it's been storming. Wait, never mind. It's been storming, so I haven't really been able to take out the drone. As I said, I got this drone because there's a couple very cool videos I want to do soon, and I kind of needed this drone to do them the way I wanted to do them, with the level of quality that I wanted to do them. So that's one of the reasons I got this drone. But it's been storming, so I haven't been able to do them yet. But I got some awesome local history coming as well. Bay Area, San Francisco history. I got some really cool ideas that I'm excited about. But yeah. No, I think Frisco's fine. Frisco's fine. San Fran is annoying, but Frisco's fine. Frisco was embraced by countercultures since the gold rush days. I don't have a problem with Frisco. Frisco's fine with me. I listen to a lot of hip hop, and they've always embraced Frisco. Haven't been to Disney since '84, before Star Tours and Captain EO. Man, that's going back. That's going back, man. I loved Captain EO. So you're not a dumb Aussie. You guys are smarter than us, I think. Cable car history vid. Yeah, look. Again, I don't want to ruin it. I have a very good friend of mine. We go way back. Way back. That's my boy. I'll put it like that. He might have an in for me to be able to do the cable car video in a very cool way. Put it like that. Does the drone follow you? It can, yeah. It has a mode where it can follow me. I barely ever use it, though, because I'm always scared. Hate when people think they're cool, acting like Frisco is some newbie out of time to turn. Here, call that day locals for 30 years. Yeah, look, Frisco has been a term. It's been debated, too, since the gold rush. So it's always been kind of embraced by countercultures and minority cultures. And a lot of times, the Frisco hate was because of classist and possibly racist reasons. And so that is the reason I will always be okay with Frisco. Yeah, I call it the city for the most part. You guys know that. So Dylan Sesco is kind of what is it called? Like an amalgamation of my real name. Dylan is my middle name, and my last name's actually Scott. So Sesco is this thing that someone came up with, right? My first name, when I first did like music, that everyone called me, they still call me this to the day. You might see in comments or in videos, some people call me Sco. So my nickname was always Sco, and it was just short for my last name was Scott. And some people call me Scotty, which was typical for my family. A lot of the Scots in my family were called Scotty. But I was called Sco, so I went by Sco Dylan, which was like my name backwards, basically, right? Like my last name, then my middle name. I changed it because the Sco became a very popular term for San Francisco in the early 2000s. Like a lot of music and stuff started calling it the Sco, the Sco, the Sco. And so I didn't want people to think I was saying San Francisco Dylan. Because, yes, San Francisco is my home big city. I'm in San Francisco every day. I love San Francisco. I have photos of my grandfather as a toddler in San Francisco, right? I'm like 4th, 5th generation. But I'm not from San Francisco. I'm from the peninsula, south of San Francisco. So I didn't want that to be like someone thought I was fronting and saying I was from San Francisco. So I changed my name. I switched it around to Dylan Sesco instead of Sco Dylan. But then people kind of stopped using the Sco as a term. Like nobody really calls it the Sco anymore. So I'm like, damn, I should have just kept the name the way it was. So I think my Instagram still says Sco Dylan. But that's always been my nickname, Sco. So if you ever hear that or see that, that's probably someone that knows me for a long time. Drone is our gun. Air 2S. I have an Air 2S also. I have an Air 2S also. So the Air 2S will be like my travel drone. And This is the Mavic 3 Pro. It's got 3 different lenses. And I got it because, like I showed earlier, to show you again real quick, you're able to get shots like this, which I have on the print shop. And let me show you. Like that. This photo is from my inaugural flight of my new drone. The first flight, I took that photo. I put that photo up on the print shop 20 minutes after I took the photo. I just thought that was fun. Inaugural flight, got an awesome photo of Coit Tower and Alcatraz from the drone, and 20 minutes later, it's available for purchase on Etsy. But yeah, so it has 3 different lenses, so I can do shots like that with a very beautiful zoom. I thought it was because the Cowboys played in Frisco. Yeah, so that the Frisco, Texas thing is always used as like a reason not to call it Frisco, but it's been called Frisco since the Gold Rush days by countercultures. Welcome to the SCO. Yeah. City, SF, Frisco, only 3 I ever really think of. Yeah, I just call it the city. That's like, my whole life has always been like, we going to the city? Let's go to the city. But yeah. Any last things? I think I touched on everything. I did show and tell. Again, I don't recommend the strawberry and cream zero sugar. The regular one is great, but I'm trying to eventually cut out all sugar. I want like no sugar. And I'm heavy on my diet right now. So hopefully by the time I get to Disneyland, I do not, I feel better about myself. Because right now I do not feel good about myself. I'm very uncomfortable in this in this jersey right now. And also, I showed you guys earlier, I found this 415 pin. I also got a 100 pence. 100 pence's 2023 Summer Surf and Serve pin. So 100 pence has a really cool like organization, and they'll go around Frisco and they'll like clean up and stuff. They'll like, do some community work. So I thought that was cool. They had a booth at FanFest and they had some pins to give away. Anything else I want to show? Are we good? I got some cool stuff to show you guys next week. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Any last questions? I'm stupid. Nobody cares, buddy. Come on. Nobody cares about you. That's what I tell myself every day in the mirror. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say. I tell you guys, I'm serious. I was very insecure about starting to do a live stream every week. I didn't think anyone would even care or like leave comments or anything. I thought I'd be here yapping away to myself. So I appreciate you guys, hanging out with me. I spend most of my time alone, so it feels good to not feel alone for a while. Vanilla Dr. Pepper. The vanilla Dr. Pepper is good. And like I said, I'm trying to do 0 sugar. So all the Dr. Pepper 0 sugars are pretty good, but not this one. It's too strawberry. It's like drinking strawberry cake. But unfortunately, I have a whole pack of it, so I gotta get rid of it. Man, hopefully, I don't know if we have vanilla Pepsi Max here though. Now that I think about it. All right. Also, remember, send any requests for guests or anything like that. I'll have Gabe on here again. I hope you guys enjoyed that last week. I definitely, had a good time. And Gabe is dropping a very cool video that I contributed to very soon as well. So make sure if you're, interested in the Oakland struggle, the Oakland fans struggle and their fight against the billionaire owners, check out his channel and that video. And again, Renel, I'm going to miss you. And in support of her, I am definitely downsizing on my Giants content this year, which is a real bummer. I'm really sad about it, but gotta do it. Gotta do it. Retro the OG Sprite remix with Tropical. I forgot about that. That was good. That was good stuff. Let's talk sodas next week. Remind me. Let's talk our favorite sodas, because I'm a soda guy. I love soda. I'm trying to cut it out completely right now, but I love soda. All right, I appreciate you guys. Talk to you next week. I hope the Warriors figure it out, because if we don't figure it out in the next couple games, we're toast. It's over. Yeah. Everyone stay safe, okay? I'm going to Disneyland. Can't believe it.